Zach Mahoney, and I'll be performing Prelude, Cadence, a finale by Desenclos. Prelude, Cadence, and finale.
That I gotta say hi. You're videotaping that final feature, correct?
Yes.
This was so. The goal with this is that this was going to be kind of our departure performance. We're going to move on to other rep.
Yes.
But yeah. So Zach's been living with this piece for a while, and when he first came into the studio, we decided to tackle this together, put a little, get a nice spin on it, like just to give him some different options on it. Ways to think about this piece. Well done.
Thank you.
This is a very hard piece, and in my opinion, for me, like the rep that I played, I feel like this piece, if I was to rank like the top 5 pieces that are like as far as challenging to learn, it's there. I would say it would be one of my top 5 because for me, I think it's because I put so much baggage on this piece. There's so much history, and this piece is like, it's a hard piece of music to play the correct way. What is the correct way? There's a lot of ways you can play it. So I feel like that is, like, what is the zone of, like, what is correct? It's very thin. I feel like you have to kind of figure out where that is. Part of it's because I also took a lesson with Fred Henke and we've talked a little bit about this. Do you remember the significance between what's Henke to this piece?
Well, Mickey just informed me that it was originally written for studio, right? Like it was supposed to be like
It's a concours piece. This was for Paris Conservatoire.
Paris Conservatoire, that's right.
And do you remember how Henke's tied to this piece by any chance?
No, I don't.
It's okay. It gives me an opportunity to talk about it. So I took a lesson with him, and I didn't do my research, which is the first mistake with a Fred Henke lesson. Because if you've seen any master class or like gotten an opportunity to have seen him do this thing, brilliant teacher, but he will quiz you on the history, the composer. He'll want to know all the ins and outs on it. And apparently, he was the first American to win the concours in Paris Conservatory, and it was this piece. So in a lot of be, in a way, there's like this kind of aura around it that's like, this is his piece. Like, this is like, he won, so this, therefore his word is like sacred. And so, my lesson with him was only 30 minutes, and he talked about air the entire time with me. And it was the introduction he talked about. And we more discussed this together. I actually thought your intro, a lot of what you were doing was really nice. What I would suggest is if you were to do the beginning again, which I do want to touch on just really quick, I do think that the beginning needs to be set with the time and not be too robotic.
Not be too what?
Not too robotic. I don't want you to be
robotic.
too push-pull with the time at the very get-go of the piece. Because I feel like, let me see if I can, D.
By the way,
No, I'm sorry. It's what's
by
up?
the way, check out my mouthpiece pad. It's helping with my embouchure issue. So I've had kind of an embouchure issue. If you look at my mouthpiece pad, there's a big old hole in it. You see that right there. I've had an embouchure issue where I've been using too much mouthpiece, and you can tell by how far down that is. And so like I was like, should I replace it? Like actually no, I'm not gonna replace it because if my teeth are falling into it, then I know that I'm biting over too much. And that's kind of helped a lot. I think you can hear by the sound.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
spitting
nice.
and stuff too. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, it didn't even cross my mind. Like honestly, like the spit was not even a part of my comments.
That was my goal.
Yeah, it sounded, your tone I thought overall was great, and like I'm really glad that that's in some ways has helped with that.
Yeah.
That did it. I figured out the pitch I was trying to find. It's a G. The very first note for the piano is just this thing, and it's a continuation. Your line is a continuation of it. So I'm gonna give you a cue, a nod to like prep the note for you, and I want you to just to start the very beginning of the piece and just thinking about your time, trying to maintain consistency, like and then later on you can open up a little bit. That's how I think in the very beginning you need to really solidify, like if you're just like like some people are gonna say there's nothing wrong with that. But again, that's one of those very like debatable, like you get fisticuffs with saxophonists over that kind of thing. I think that the introduction, because it's like the way the trajectory of it with like how the piano part's set up, it's all supposed to be a cue, send off into this like steady eighth note line. I personally feel like it needs to be the steady thing. And if you choose not to do it later on, that's up to you. You can teach it however you want. I want you, but I think it's important to know kind of like, oh, there's two sides to how you can think of this intro. And then I'm going to go elsewhere because you did a lot of good things.
Okay. But yeah, you told me this before. It was several lessons ago, and I originally was practicing it, very methodically, and then I kind of regressed because I was moving on to other parts, And then when I came back, I'm like, oh no, I'm doing that again.
It was very musical. Here we go. I'm gonna give
You want me to look at you or the piece?
Yeah, I'll give you a breath. So let's
Okay.
Alright, this ain't gonna work. I want you to actually, you know what? We're gonna do this right. Move your stand over here. Get in the crook of the piano. There we go. Because one of the comments I made is that a lot of your musical decisions, I was on board with, I liked it, but it was hard to predict what you're going to do because you didn't really provide a lot of cue points for us visually to the like, oh, like some of the cadenza. You really sped up through things, but you're very this, which also shows through this.
Yeah, I have relaxed smiley face written on the top of the page.
Yeah.
I did not do that.
So I want you to look at Mickey, like hi Mickey, all right, but you should be able to see me just fine. So.
Oh, so like you want me to like here. So I can see the
If I'm playing with a piano.
Oh, okay. You want me to actually face it that way? Okay.
Should be able to. I should be able to see just fine. There we go.
Dreaded low beat.
All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. But I would say that because it's just this gradual half step, it's like there needs to be a level of consistency with the time. I think we can't shade away from it too much. So do it one more time, just that entrance, and you're the one that needs to give the cue. I'm being bad at it. I'm so used to offering cues myself, but you can do it. If you want to pull back at the very end of that higher note. But good. I know it's a little restrictive feeling perhaps. It's like, what, it's clear as day. You can hold like where there's the two note markings, you can hold the notes a tiny bit more if you want. But I would say start to open up more romantically after this initial introduction. It's like when you go then you can play with a little bit. Okay, nice. You can go back to the center here.
Yay.
Good. Okay, so what I wanted to say next is one of the things that I'd be careful with, and it's really hard in this piece because of how active and how much, like you have to be so engaged in this piece. Because if your mind starts to say, what am I having for lunch today? It's like you're gone. It's like the piece. You need to be there. You work. I thought like overall you did a good job of this. What you do, your tendency is to rush. You want to, like you get so into it, and like you're a very emotional player, and I think it comes through in your musicality, your ideas are crazy. My brother, it all sounds really nice, but the time wants to get away sometimes, where you get super fast, and then I feel like in the cadenza. The cadenza is a really big moment.
As soon as I noticed, like, oh shit. As soon as it was going too fast, I'm like, oh, I hope I can do this.
And we've talked about pacing in this. So what I'm just gonna relay this back to you. The beginning, it's like, it's going to get fast. That was really, I thought, very clear, it was really nice. The beginning, I encourage you to take just a little more time.
Just with the opening.
Just so that, I'm referring to
this here?
starting here to here.
Yeah.
When you start having, 30-second notes, you start to wanna, like, like, we wanna show that shape, but you wanna, and when that happens, like, that's a gesture that's like a nice shape, but it's like things compress too much. We need to hear the notes. So just play the first two lines of this cadenza, and we'll go from there. But overall, great. Let's hear it. Make sure that we don't want to split these like ascending gestures too much. But that pacing was better. I'm just like throwing down a rubber ball down the stairs. Or you're slowly going up the roller coaster, and then we just don't want to give things too soon. So be too sporadic with our time. So like too soon, and And the piece kind of actually does it. It's like halfway through, starts to get really crazy. So good. She's recording it.
Yeah, I don't